Now is the time where we are going to transition into integrating our past life with our present life. And that means that there's going to be a lot more memories coming up or feelings that you don't have in this life. They are beautiful feelings. They will be beautiful feelings. This is nothing to fear or anything, because this is a let go of what's happened in the past. We came here, we were born, and we lost ourselves specifically to find ourselves so that we could help humanity's consciousness raise into a better frequency. We couldn't do that unless we lost ourselves to find ourselves again. But now is a really big time for us to start to integrate that past life with us. And we're talking about a life that we would have just had just before we came into this frequency. So to come into this frequency, a very separated frequency, we had to fall very far, but we still have the memory within ourselves and our imagination of feelings that would have washed over us through this journey. Every now and then we would have been ignited by it. It could have been that you've gone to a certain location or something, and then that location ended up helping you remember or giving you a feeling of your past life. Say, for instance, you lived by an ocean and you were with dolphins and so forth. That's what happened to me when I was in my 20s. The reason why they're bringing this up majorly at the moment is this integration of the past lives is going to start ramping up. And that is so that you can ground your past life onto Earth or Gaia now through humanity's consciousness. And that will spark the awareness of humanity, all of those that have held the codes from Atlantis, Lemuria, because their life back then held the spark of understanding their soul, and taking and acknowledging their inner guidance and inner feelings. But also because Gaia herself wanted specific souls to come from specific places. Most of them, many of them were star systems that are around here now. We're talking Pleiades, Lyra. We're talking that bringing up Sirius, different ones that were holding certain frequencies that Gaia knows quite well because they've visited here in the past and helped with the evolution of humanity's consciousness, or even tinkled with the DNA of humanity. They are going to be integrating with you more, because when you integrate it more into your reality, you are grounding it on Earth, Gaia, and she wanted that to happen. So you were chosen, really literally chosen by Gaia. Yes, I accept that energy. I accept that energy to be born through those that had held the lineage of Atlantis, Lemuria, through being persecuted as witches and warlocks or whatever over and over, falling victims. So your parents might even feel like they have a victimized perception of life, because they're strong enough to hold this code, but they have endured a lot of persecution from the masculine that was in charge over the last eons. So you'll be clearing them as well, but they will start to remember the Atlantis Lemuria age, where you will be bringing through those that have come from other frequencies of Pleiades and so forth, bringing through the planetary alignment of the planet that you come from. And it will come through as a wash of a feeling that happens to you, that just washes over you. And also you might have sparks of memories of that place, depending if you're visual, or you could hear specific music that sparks you and so forth. They want you to be still enough within your mind, because you would have just already done the shadow work. Be still enough in your mind to be allowing these frequencies to pour through you, And then we're going to be asking in the future, our logical mind, how can we ground these frequencies? What can I do in my reality to ground them? Some of us are already doing that work. Like, for instance, myself, I'm already doing the channeling and so forth on grounding. That is the grounding of these frequencies into this plane of existence, so that we can help make other people aware of their magnificence as well. And every single human here that is so-called asleep will start to remember themselves as the divine spark of essence of oneness coming through, pouring through them. There is no going back now, guys. This is moving forward. So we're all part of this game. Nobody's more important than anybody else, by the way. And those that have chosen to go on the path of losing themselves more, there is a specific job that they are doing, and their soul chose to go in an even more separated place, which to us would feel like they're going the wrong way, but that actually there is a purpose for source energy to want to dive even deeper into separation, to even carve another path for another existence to be developing. And it might look yucky at the moment because the vulnerability of those people pulling themselves even further away from the love of themselves, but there is a purpose for that. So to let everything go, let everything be, just come back to the divine spark of who you are and go on that journey. So I'm really grateful for the last reading that I did with Kim. That also inspired me as well. She was somebody that I just read for, but I'd already been gifted these messages in the last few days. And then the alignment with this reading that I did for Kim, just confirmation even more. I need to bring this stuff out, these messages out for you guys as well. What else is coming through for this? So okay, there's a whole heap more that's going to come through because of us grounding all of this new vibration and energy. We see life through a different perspective than what humanity's consciousness has, only coming from a logical outside perspective. And so everything is going to change up. There's going to be all these new jobs that we are going to start developing or creating or carving a new path through these new jobs of existence, where we're bringing in not only something that's material, that's outside of us, but also the integration of how we feel about this. So we could be archaeologists going to dig, and then there, you could be somebody who just sees the bodies and the bones and the artifacts for what they are, right? But then because of this new integration of knowing that we are more than what we have been taught in the past, which is a copy and paste reality, because logic only can copy and paste, we can now bring through feeling and understanding that there is a truth within our feeling of knowing who we were in the past. And so those that have had the lives of the Egyptians and so forth, or were overseers as a etherical being, overseeing Egyptian lives, there would be a different perception of the artifacts that are found. So all of a sudden you have an awareness of, oh my God, that's not just a bull, of a metal bull that I found. That metal bull is actually something that in the past the Lyrians brought through to bring out an embryo or something like that and take it back to their home world. There's all this other interesting stories that are going to be developed from artifacts, and they're bringing me to there's these stone purses that they used to, the Anunnaki used to hold on to. They're showing me it vibrating, either knocking on a certain stone or a certain stone knocking on it, which sent a vibration through the person holding it, which was in alignment with their pineal gland, and it allowed the being to transport back to their ship, back to their homeland or so forth. And so we can then integrate the vibration method of being able to open up portals through our pineal gland into experiencing other worlds, and even our whole body resonating with that and being able to transport to other places. But we have to know where we're going before we can do that. So astral traveling is a master of understanding that we can visualize exactly where we're going to land and so forth. So there's a lot more that can come out of this integration with our soul, our memory of our past lives, our understanding that we hold certain keys within our feelings, within our understandings of absolute. These absolutes aren't something that you can fabricate. You feel it. You feel it as if as true. You can't just imagine something pipeline and go, oh yeah, I see that is a I don't know, that egg-shaped stone is a dragon's egg. And yeah, it's just an egg-shaped stone. Because the person that's spouting that out is trying to grasp for an attention. They're not feeling it within them of the truth. There's a difference between feeling something of the truth, absolute knowing, because it's your soul, and your imagination and your soul is collectively coming together as a memory, rather than just an imagination from a past life that you're projecting onto something. So if you walk through somewhere and you feel, there's a shift in this vibration, in this location, then trust that. But if you walk through the same place and you're looking at, everyone's looking at you trying, that person might know something in this location, but you don't feel anything. Say you don't feel anything. Like, be honest with yourself through this journey. Don't trick yourself into trying to look good in front of others. It will be a big demise on you. Something, the karmic backlash on something like that is huge. So stop doing that just to try to get more value from an outside perspective. That's not going to work anymore anyway, because those that are raising their consciousness are going to come from feeling, and they will feel text messages and accounts that people say and do. They will feel it in their bones. It doesn't feel right. And that's when they're coming from their own self-support. Obviously, if you're coming from a lack within yourself, you feel like everything that is truth is not truth, but you're already coming from your own self lack. And so you get it the wrong way around. So that's why I'm only talking to those that have done the shadow work and understand themselves from this perspective of, I know who thyself is. I support who I am 100%, and I support my feelings just as much as I do my logic here. And that also bringing me to a place that I came into contact with when I went on my trip to Uluru. So I had a dream that I was going to go to Uluru with a semi-famous person. I'd already been aligned with what was going to happen through my dreams. And I ended up with David Icke on a bus going to Uluru. I was the first picked out of the hat, so forth. Anyways, sorry, I'm just going through that story in my head. When I ended up in this specific location, that wasn't actually at Uluru, it was in another place, and it was like a natural auditorium that we were walking through, where there was a space of flat land, and then there was like these auditorium stone seats that were kind of surrounding in a circle around this flat piece of land. And I walked through and somebody said to me, stand here, it feels different. And when I stood there, I got this download, this message, but I was too afraid to say anything about it at the time because I had no self-worth within myself. But I did feel this shift within me. And I knew that if I started to hum a certain frequency, that resonance would go through everyone that was sitting in the auditorium, and it would align them to this new frequency. So there are locations around Australia and all around the world that are going to be awoken by specific people that have certain sound resonance that comes from just their voice. And then when they hum or they chant, and it could be that it's a group dynamic that come together at that place or just one individual, but when they chant, they can shift certain vibrations that are with Gaia. It's like I literally see Gaia Earth herself almost being almost feeling a clarity within that, like a chakra point that is made clear. They're also telling me that places, and they have told me in the past, that places that were held hostage through the chakra points of Earth, she was in a lower frequency then, and when she shifts, she's shifting her literal meridian points, and new meridian points are going to be discovered by those that are awoken, and those that aren't awoken that have held her hostage in those places won't have the magic that they had before. So that will start to close down because she's shifted her meridian points to open up or spark new meridian points that are aligned with specific souls that have come from different planetary alignments. Come here specifically now. So this is all about taking our power back and understanding who we are, integrating these messages that are coming through. Even though I'm saying my messages that are coming through, everybody out there that has come with purpose or feels like they have come with purpose has a specific message as well. And when we get to the space of understanding who we are, that we are all source energy going on a journey, there is no hierarchy, there is no better than, there is just somebody that has a better talent. It's like someone who can play the piano like beautifully, and other people that just don't get that piano. They're no better than the person that can run the race and Speedy Gonzalo, you know, a lot faster than that person that can play the piano. There's no comparison in each of our gifts that we have held. And even if it is just to find the light within ourselves and go on a beautiful journey within ourselves, we are carving new paths for others to say that you can be here on earth and be happy and feel really good about yourself no matter what's going on around you. You don't allow what's going on around you to infiltrate who you know you are within yourself, because you've learned to self-support who you are from the essence of loving the fact that you are source energy going on this beautiful journey. There's an acceptance that comes with that, self-satisfaction. And so you can be happy on this planet, no longer grasping for somebody else to see that happiness. You just are happy. And that could be the journey that you take. And so what a beautiful journey is that, because right, you'll end up having the next part of your transition is just to feel really good about yourself. And so, I mean, I like that one. So yeah, but there is no better or worse than just because somebody has a code that can help awaken Gaia or connect Gaia to Pleiades, or connect Gaia to Lyra, or connect Gaia to higher frequencies, or humanity's consciousness to higher frequencies again, or to the elementals again. There is no judgment or call on specialness within this. That is a logical side of our egotistical way of thinking. We are just our device house going on a journey, and reawakening that part of ourselves so that we can reawaken others. And that's the only reason why I've gone live, why I've had the journey that I've had, so that I can bring these messages through to help you guys understand that each frequency that comes in is going to shift us into a different development of ourselves. And we have a new evolution of humanity's consciousness to self-discover that they are source energy going on a journey. That means they can carve their own path from their own divine spark instead of looking outside themselves for somebody to guide them or lead them, which only brought them into this cycle of abandoning their own soul spark and trusting somebody else that was coming from a lack of themselves into this reality. Then they end up losing themselves, and it just keeps on stagnating, copy and pasting their reality over and over. See, I confirm myself to be less than what I am, and I confirm myself again to be less than I am. No more of that anymore. We are all beautiful. We are here for a purpose, and our purpose could just simply be to find peace of mind in this reality, and then watch the outside world reflect that back, where our universe bends to our will instead of grasping the universe to bend to a will that we haven't even accepted within ourselves. Just tapping into seeing if there's anything more for this message. Okay, they're telling me that there's going to be more information coming, but I think I will leave it for now because that's a lot to take into for many. And it's not to say that some don't understand me at a core level of themselves, but it's great to have confirmation. So just accept it as confirmation. Yes. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much and love you guys heaps. Till next time. Bye.